Hello all, welcome to week 4 of the PMA LCS. This time on the PMA SGN channel, we've got Hidden Valley Gaming versus We Are Rhino, and I am joined by my co-caster, Sebastian Badx Instincts something something. I don't actually know how to pronounce your name that well. How's it
You
going?
just said it. You just said,
The rest of your
hey,
name.
what's up? Anyway, what's up?
Sebastian something something.
That's fine. What's up, guys? It's been a while. Haven't casted since, man, beginning of season 2, I think. So, I'm trying to knock some of the rust off, so just bear with me.
Alright, tell them that we are ready to go. But honestly, this is probably the matchup of the week. Like, I feel like we're kind of in agreement about this.
Yeah. I mean, both teams have had a very, very strong showing at the beginning half of the season. DG Mad Hatter and Violet Sociocat kind of the generals and the masterminds behind both teams. So we're just gonna have to see. Honestly, I'm looking for a chess match here. Honestly speaking, there's gonna be a lot of macro play in the mid game that. Man, honestly speaking, one misstep could cost either one of these teams the game, with just how well both of these teams do with leads in the mid game. So I'm actually going to be very, very hyped to try and see how the different teams can adapt to each other, with both of them, like I said, just having such a strong showing.
Yeah, I'm actually anticipating one of these games goes into 40-50 minute territory just because these two will either they'll just be so close, or one team will get a lead and the other will just stall out the game and get it to the point where it's just one team fight decides everything.
Yeah. Also, I'm honestly looking for like every single dragon to be contested, and that Rift Herald come about maybe 14, 15 minutes. I can almost guarantee you that that there will be a fight there. Both of these teams heavily prioritizing that objective. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to see. Like I don't really foresee. I mean, I know I'm gonna probably eat my foot later, but we're probably not gonna see a lot of lane kills. I'll be completely honest. But we're definitely gonna see a bloodbath when it comes to objective based. Objective based fights.
Yeah, I would honestly not be surprised no matter what the outcome of this match is. Like, it could be a 2-0 in either direction, or it could be a 1-1. Like, War is tied with Pooh for second place, and HVG is in first place. So these are, if you count Pooh as not existing, then these are the top two teams in the league.
Yeah, I honestly foresee this going 1-1,
Oh,
for two reasons. One, both of these teams are just really, really, really strong. Like we can't really emphasize that enough. But also both of these teams, like for instance, DG and Matt Hatter, played against him for 2 splits in a row. The man does not like to lose, and also his adaptive gameplay is just out of this world. I've seen this man adapt to so many different playstyles and metas, and I know for a fact he's not just going to roll over. Even if War takes game one, he's not going to be deterred. He's not going to be, you know, he's not going to want to lose game two, and he might actually come back even stronger game two. And Ali is much of the same way whenever it comes to War. Just doesn't like to lose, and like we've always been hyping her up as the mastermind of the PMA LCS. So go ahead and get us into these picks and bans, Rich.
okay. Well, on blue side, we've got a Cho'Gath ban aimed at Ali, Violet Sosuke in the mid lane. Also, the Corki ban aimed at her as well. And then the Maokai ban, which theoretically could be a top lane ban, but considering Strand's pool of basically carries, and also the fact that Guy Fieri plays a pretty damn good Maokai jungle, that's likely a target ban at him.
Yeah, that Maokai is definitely going towards Guy Fieri almost 100%. He's shown it day in and day out whenever it comes. And actually, a Thresh ban. I'm actually
Oh,
very surprised. So they left him as Fortune up. Is Hidden Valley Gaming going to pick that up?
well, let's
If they don't pick it up, they're wrong.
Or the
They're
Sejuani. Okay, so
I-
War has to pick the Misfortune. Misfortune Orn. Oh my god.
no way. Oh my god. Why? Why pick the Misfortune? Why pick up the Sejuani? Oh.
I don't even think. Okay, Cho'Gath and Maokai, yes. I don't think the Corki ban was 100% necessary. If you're not gonna want to pick the Misfortune, just ban it. And then maybe
And they didn't ban the Malzahar either.
Maybe pick Ezreal. Maybe? Well, if they don't pick Malzahar here, then, like...
No, okay, look, hold on, because I've had this conversation day in and day out when it comes to... Well, yeah, Leona pick,
For what it's worth, HVG has a great team fight right now, but so does War. I'd argue he's stronger.
Here's the thing. Okay, hold on, pause. The fact that Misfortune is in the Pooh game and is going to be in this game as well. Okay, me and Dylan looked it up. Okay, the win rate... The Misfortune right now has a 63% win rate right now as an AD carry. That is unprecedented.
Wait, in general?
In general, yes. What? This is 2 days ago. Okay, somewhere around that area.
I don't believe that. Like legitimately.
Well, that's fine. We looked it up 2 days ago.
Also, a Tom
and here's the thing.
And a Leo pick. Is that Tahm Kench top for Rocky?
That is Tahm Kench top.
That's their counter pick to the Ornn. Okay, and the Malzahar! Are you stupid?
No. I got nothing.
You gave up Ornn Misfortune.
I don't know, man.
HVG have already lost this pick and ban.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? I'm trying to load in. Sorry. What's up, guys?
HVG just gave over Ornn Misfortune Malzahar.
What did they choose? What did they pick in reply?
Sejuani, Tahm Kench, Leona. Congrats, you got your tank line, but like Malzahar Misfortune's gonna shred through that.
Wait, what's War's pick for jungle?
They haven't had it yet.
They haven't. Here, I'll send you the spec link.
Okay. Yeah. But so anyway, so as I was saying, back to the Misfortune because I hate this champion with a freaking passion. Okay. Misfortune has no counter pick. Misfortune has no counter pick. Misfortune just has another AD carry, I think, who happens to be Jhin, who has a 51% win rate against him.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
And they banned the Jhin, which, like, there goes your counter pick.
Like,
maybe they picked the Ezreal, but like Ezreal as one of 2 damage. Ezreal, yeah, that and Ezreal is one of 2 damage dealers. Like with that kind of a tank line, like depending on the Ezreal, it's like no. They have to pick like a Jinx or something. Like,
also, I 100% think Guy Fieri is going to go on this Jarvan.
Ooh, Jarvan and Matt and Ornn would be fantastic.
It's the play.
This War's comp is disgusting. What? How do you give this up?
Well, okay, hold on, pause. That's also a thing because Ornn is a god in the top lane right now.
Yes.
Ornn has the biggest win rate in top lane right now, so that's another thing. But Tahm Kench doesn't exactly have a bad time against Ornn. Speaking as a player that has played against Caleb's Ornn whenever I played Tahm Kench, it doesn't have the worst time. You just have to build correctly and you have to be really, really patient. Ornn did just receive a nerf as well, so he may have a little bit of time on that, but it's still really, really hard to justify giving Caleb one of his best champions. A Tristana would work against the Misfortune, but you still don't survive a lot of that lane poke.
You do not win lane against Misfortune as a Tristana, even with a Leona. And Leona wants to win lane. Misfortune Alistar, that's a disgusting lane. And Alistar is classically a counter to Leona being able to just pulve or headbutt as soon as she goes in. And
why did they first pick Sejuani?
I don't know. Then they're gonna.
They limited. Okay, so here's the thing. They limited Guy Fieri's jungle pool. Okay, because he has only played Maokai and Sejuani in this LCS. So they're trying to get him into a third pick. But leaving a Misfortune up, leaving a Malzahar up, leaving an Ornn up, just in my opinion, and like I said, I may be completely wrong, and DG Mad Hatter is on some next level shit. But I just don't see the justification in that. And there's the J4. I 100% called it.
That is a disgusting comp. And also, like, it's not just Ornn, it's Blackstrand's Ornn. Blackstrand's good at Ornn. Like,
that's a lot of pick potential.
That's
a lot of engage. That's a lot of just.
I don't have words.
I really just don't.
And To be fair, Akayute is actually the one wielding the pick ban link right now, apparently. Not necessarily DG Mad Hatter. But on some level, it's, just pick ban is up to the entire team. Like, Menbun can attest, like, the two of us do pretty much the bulk of the work for pick ban. But it's not like the rest of the team doesn't have a say. It's like, oh, can we put you on this pick? They say yes or no. So, it's HVG have they've honestly failed in this draft. And
well, we can't say that yet. I'll be completely honest. Okay,
I mean,
can't
obviously,
say that
the
yet.
game isn't decided in draft, but if you take a look at these comps, and you're like, okay, one of these is gonna win. You cannot watch the game. What comp do you think's gonna win? I would pick Wars 99 out of 100.
Well, yeah, Misfortune. Like that's why I would pick War. To be completely honest, if HVG had Misfortune, then I'd be like, okay, HVG has a shot and everything. But like I said, there is no counter to Misfortune. There's just champions that she has a 51% win rate rather than like a 60% win rate.
I'm not sure if Silent Taco plays Misfortune. In that case, if you're not planning on first picking it, ban it.
Ban it.
Ban it. Yeah, you gotta ban it.
You ban it instead of Corki. You do not need to ban the Corki, especially if Malzahar's up and she's just gonna take that instead.
So here's my thing. Looking at their pick ban, because I'm coming in late, so thanks for waiting, guys. Church was long. I don't think... I understand the Cho'Gath ban. I'm not too understanding of the Malachi ban, but if you have to let one of those go, and I think you ban the Sejuani and pick the other. If you feel like that's the hugest thing, because I think comfort-wise, Eric is more comfortable on Sejuani. And if your jungler's not comfortable on it, it's not first pick worthy. So you either ban Misfortune and then give him Sejuani, or you take the Misfortune, which you should, and then or ban it, and then you first pick Ornn for your top laner. Because you can't get over. I don't understand how in the first round of any draft phase you're allowing the 3 OP picks and 3 different champions to go over. These are like some of our most hotly contested picks throughout all of PMA LCS, and then just in regular league. Like solo queue, if this team lost, if War loses this game with Ali shot calling and the most OP picks in most of their lanes, like that's a testament to some magic juju going on the side of DG Mad Hatter or something. That's all I can say.
I will. So how? Just my analysis of this pick ban. I don't mind. Here, I'm gonna actually swap back to pick ban screens because I want to put the order up. I don't mind leaving the Ornn up per se. It's Caleb, so that's one thing. But like them picking the Tahm Kench makes me think like that's what they have the counter like in their back pocket. So I don't mind giving that over. But in this case, you have 3. On some level, you'll have 3 power picks. Misfortune, Ornn, Sejuani, and you're gonna pick. If you can't pick the Misfortune, ban that one instead of Corki. She's not gonna blind pick a Corki, and even if she does, well, there you go, you get your counter pick. But you can either pick the Sejuani or even the Malzahar. In this case, maybe the Sejuani, and then give over Ornn Malzahar, and then you can counter pick those 2 lanes next, and it's honestly as easy as that. And by not banning or first picking Misfortune, HVG really have just shot themselves in the foot.
Well, at least win rate wise. What I'll say this is that, one, it's a whole lot nicer when you're on pick ban for red side because
there's so many OP picks.
Beat it out of you.
Well, only if the other team allows there to be, and that's what we've seen in this draft. I don't expect Ali to make the same type of draft, in our opinion so far, Blenders, but this is why they play the Rift. So there are some ways for them to come in. I'm not a huge fan of the Lux pick in general, and the Tahm Kench pick is meh to me, but we'll find out.
Tahm Kench is average right now in the top lane.
Yeah. To be fair, they do have a good Protect the Trist comp. This comp basically comes down to can Silent Taco stay alive and do damage, as in does Silent Taco not get wrecked by Malzahar Misfortune. But
I'm confused. Hold on. Does Silent Taco not play Misfortune? Is that why?
That has to be it.
Is that why Ali did not? Oh, I'm looking this up.
That was yeah. Please, yeah.
Hey, Rich.
For what? So we've. Oh yes.
Are you streaming this to Facebook right now or Twitch?
Oh, let me send you the link the stream key for Facebook.
You have to do it because you're the like. I don't have access to that. You're a mod on the public page.
No, I'm pretty sure you can. Okay, let's not deal with Facebook tonight.
Okay, yeah. So Silent Taco doesn't play Misfortune.
Okay.
How?
He's not an AD carry main.
Okay, fair.
That's understandable. Then ban Misfortune. Okay, we've gone on about the draft. You know what? The draft has happened.
We got 3 minutes to still go on about it. Let's go.
Okay, it's.
Yeah, I'm totally
Win
freaking
condition.
down
Win
because this
condition.
draft is just insane
Win
for
con-
war.
Win conditions. I mean, if a draft is nothing if you don't play to your win conditions. Wars are kind of obvious, but first, what are HVG's win conditions? What can they do to win this game?
DG Mad Hatter needs to go 10-0 out of lane with a fully stacked Medjai's. That's his
No, that's not. Come on, let's not be trolly here. That's not their actual win condition.
Okay.
You did start
Real
right.
talk. All right, real talk. Look, bot lane, Silent Taco, Tristana, honestly, like, in all fairness, has to come out of that lane winning against Misfortune, which is already a mountain of a task of it in itself. Allergic to Milk Sal is on the Leona, does have the Ignite, so they're looking to go aggressive very early. I'm actually expecting for Sejuani, Urian to come in there in the bot lane and probably get a level 3 and, to try and set them behind. That's a win con. Akayut, top lane, needs to hold off that Caleb Ornn as much as possible, get tanky, and be able to create the macro plays that he can with that Tahm Kench ultimate, bringing Sejuani into lane ganks in the mid lane and try and catch Ali off guard. I think those are the two win conditions that HVG need, like that they actually need.
Okay, so yeah,
I will offer. I think just they don't even necessarily have to come out ahead. They have to come out at least even. If War gets ahead, they can group and steamroll, and they can pretty much engage at will. And HVG have pretty good disengage. They have Sejuani, they have a TK to eat Tristana away from danger, but they need to be even so War blows all their engage, and then Tahm Kench eats the Tristana, resets the fight, and then puts out damage from there. If they're behind, like, they just get steamrolled, and they will not be able to do anything. The disengage isn't strong enough.
In reference to the draft, the reason why we're thinking this draft is not that great from HVG is because their win conditions and timing is so limited.
Mm-hmm.
So 5v5 team fights are not what they should be looking for. In my opinion, I think you need to... It's going to be hard to focus the mid lane, but if you can land some poke on Malzahar with Lux, early level 3, Uriel, get in there, blow a flash, something like that, go gank top, get Balakistran as behind, air quotes, as you can on this Ornn. He did receive a small nerf today. We are on the new patch. Today there are some small nerfs and things that have changed across the league scene. But I think a 4-man gank bot or like 5-manning bot lane at one point with this Tahm Kench ultimate bringing in Urian behind there, taking it up, like you have to pressure bot lane right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you do it through mid lane, even though getting their shot caller behind would be good. But if you can push in some lanes and have like Akayu go down bot lane with Urian, I think that's the way to put this Misfortune behind and put Fudgy in a place that he's not comfortable in, because we've seen Fudgy get free laning phases essentially because he's like a one-trick Misfortune in this league right now. I don't know how many games he's played in a row on Misfortune. It's at least 3 now.
Yeah, I think so.
But their comp is so much easier to execute on the side of War. So, as I said in the weekly recap, I'm going War right now in this game.
Yes. I think we're in agreement that War wins this game. That is our prediction.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Seabass probably really likes the Tahm Kench pick.
Not really. Well, I mean, into Ornn, it's probably the best pickup. I'll be completely honest. Whenever it comes to the top lane.
It's one of the better ones, I'd have to say. Besides maybe a Gnar if you play it correctly.
Yeah, but I like what you said about them about the timing about HVG's win condition being the timing. With that said, Giovanni pick, honestly, they can't hesitate to pull the trigger as soon as they see that they have a 4v3 or they just have numbers advantage in general. Urion is gonna have to pull that trigger with the Sejuani and try and get as much of an advantage as possible. Caleb in the past has been very notorious for going and splitting off. As soon as you see that 4v5 and that lack of engage from the Ornn, I believe Elliot trigger and say
You're cutting out.
possible again.
You're cutting out, and you're echoing a little bit too.
Here's the only problem with that. Their idea was to focus Eric in the draft, and they gave him Jarvan, which is like instant engage. So you need to get deep vision of him, and then if you can have Elliot, who has time and time again shown that he can be at the right place at the right time for counter ganks, if you can get Eric behind and then somehow play around vision and get him out, you take one of their engage tools away and a way for them to lock you down so Misfortune has free reign. The only saving grace that might happen is that Sal has been excellent to this point as probably one of, if not the top support in the league to this point. And they're playing with a sub-support in a Donville. So it's going to be an interesting game here.
Yeah, I think you're right though. Sean's gonna hot lane and try and mess up that Fudgy Ditters KDA real quick, as much as humanly possible. Because I've never actually seen a Misfortune behind, so it'd be interesting to see what could happen once a Misfortune does get behind.
Yo, Rich, fit your OBS.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
And here's the thing: most Misfortunes are still going the lethality build. So if you put her behind, and you have this massive,
we have a little bit of action here.
Oh, we got the invade. Oh,
catch this out.
they are not going to tag Balakashan. Ooh, the new health bars though.
Yeah, I don't like them.
Yeah, new health parts are weird. So
yeah. The mana
they're
bars are
huge.
tiny.
Yeah, they're huge. Health bars are huge now.
I don't like the weird divots in them. But here's the thing: if the lethality Misfortune, as they're standing on a ward, so this is the right thing for Ali's team to do, is to get deeper vision on the other side. They have to. The one thing that they do know is that they don't know. They should have placed vision like with allergic to milk, or someone should have been placing vision on this bot side. Because now, if Eric is smart, he's gonna 3-buff.
Well, yeah, they're not committing to that red buff, even though they were spotted out by Balakastron.
Yeah.
And it does look as if
the buff health bars. What the? That's
and actually the bot lane's gonna come in.
We're gonna find the guy here. He will have to smite that away, and that might prompt Ruyan to do a bit of an invade topside.
He's gonna have to now.
Oh, he's gonna be so behind. Yeah, he's headed there right now.
So if you do get this Misfortune behind, you have 2.5 tanks, Leona being the half tank, bruiser-ish support, to really, oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm gonna have to interrupt you with allergic to milk having taken Zenith Blade to level 1, just going straight in, starting the Leona aggression early.
And that's some cojones right there.
Oh, DG Mad Hatter landing the light behind and getting some nice poke on the Wild Toaster Cat, which I believe Menbung mentioned is exactly what you need to do.
Yes.
Yeah, because if Malzahar doesn't really push.
Oh, allergic to milk. Its level 2 first goes in, but will get pulverized up, does not actually get to use the shield of Daybreak on anyone. And they do get a tiny bit of poke onto the Donville, but really it's not that much.
But they're actually pushing up against this Misfortune. Sal constantly being that Leona, disengage, or I'm sorry, engage. Not really letting Fudgy Ditters farm, but there's the damage.
Meanwhile, Rurion and Guy Fury are on the exact same side of the jungle, taking different camps and have no idea. And now Guy Fury is just going.
Blackish Run actually taking.
He's gonna get eaten. He's gonna take quite a bit of damage, and
wow.
he really fight back, and that is a lot of Tahm Kench damage. Gonna get whacked to death. He's forcing the flash out of Blakishran. Some nice early trades from Akiyu.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier. Kench isn't exactly the worst. Isn't exactly the worst pickup against him because of the fact that you do percent health. So the tankier that Blakishran gets, the more that Devour is gonna hurt him.
Blakishran actually is TPing back to top lane, or he did TP back to top lane, so that is a summoner spell down. Akiyu can choose to match that, or can choose to keep it and maybe get a play bot, try to send this move forward behind, but Guy Fury coming in for gank, and ooh, Silent Taco! Rocket jumps perfectly away, and Guy Fury doesn't get the knock-up. Meanwhile, mid lane though, Rurion coming back in, but he's really low, and Violet Sosakad looks to turn it, Rurion's out there. More action top lane, Akiyu is just getting whacked. He's getting whacked. Okay. Doesn't really have health. He does stun up Blakishran. The charge doesn't knock him up, and Akiyu's out there. He's probably gonna have to TP back.
So one thing I wanted to point out is that Elegant showed, in my opinion, a little bit too early. He probably knew there was no way that the Tahm Kench was going to be able to follow up in time to like kill him underneath the tower. They had a huge wave coming top, and they should have dove him underneath tower with Akiyu tanking initially, because or Sejuani taking initially, because then Akiyu can either eat him and reset the tower aggro, and then they could have dove Caleb for first blood after that, after just burning TP. But neither here nor there now, just something for everyone to think about if you're ever in that position as a jungler or a top laner.
Yeah, I hear you. Trying to use that Devour passive to the best of your abilities is definitely the way to go whenever in that matchup against Orange.
For what's worth, actually, all the lanes are pretty even.
Oh,
Sociocad forced the flash away from Light Binding. Anyway, as I was saying, for what it's worth, all the lanes are actually pretty even in CS. Violet Sociocad is pulling out to a bit of a lead, but the Tristana Misfortune are on the exact same CS, and Silent Taco is he's keeping even, which is honestly what he needs to do as this Tristana.
Surprisingly so.
It's also pretty hard as a Tristana, as you were pushing those first couple of ways, to stay even as opposed to just getting it for push with the Tristana E passive. Shows that he's still focused on farming while they're still trying to apply pressure here from Sal.
Yeah, no, Electric Milk does have some aggressive positioning, and he's zoning back for G2s a little bit and just making space for Silent Taco to farm.
Okay, so now with Violet Sociocad level 6, this is where she's gonna start feeling the Malzahar nerfs, because this is the only thing that was nerfed about him this past patch. He's not gonna be able to just go ahead and get that go-ahead kill on the ultimate anymore. She's gonna have to drop a little bit more abilities onto DG Mad Hatter. So I think this is the time now to focus a little bit in the mid lane, especially with DG Mad Hatter being a little low in farm, about 12 CS. We'll try and get established a little bit more of that pressure, and that way luck a little bit easier time phasing into the mid game.
Yeah, I would like to point out, I'm not getting that excited about Vision, but there is a pink ward from War on HVG's blue buff. So...
Yeah, no, I was actually just about to mention that Eric.
We're on the same wavelength. Oh.
No, yeah, Eric definitely playing this correctly.
He's gonna get Blakishran. They're just gonna. This is a wet noodle fight. All but the Ram's gonna come out, and he's gonna hit it and gonna ram into the wall. Akiyu is super low. Blakishran might actually get this. Pops to gray health, flashes away, and Akiyu
don't think you
so
need to burn
close
that
to going
flash.
down.
Actually, I think he absolutely needed to burn that flash.
Yeah.
That slow is absolutely ridiculous.
God, why is Orange just? Oh my God.
Yeah, he got nerfed.
Man, it's like you should have banned or picked him, and no, I'm kidding. We're past that point. I'm kidding.
Are we really though?
Are we really? Are we not gonna spend this entire game just talking about the draft? Rurion going in, misses the knockup. He is level 5, doesn't have ult. I don't think he quite has the damage. Okay, he's just gonna permafrost and whack him. That's it. Bonk.
So interesting. Alright, so Fudgy Dinner's actually going for the Summon Airy Keystone rather than the Comet.
I think Airy is better because his... Okay, Misfortune's only like slowing ability is her E, which he doesn't want to spam because it's so high mana and doesn't do actually much damage on its own. So if you hit them with the double up, it doesn't slow, no guarantee the Comet hits. Airy is just much more... It's guaranteed damage and is a bit more sustainable since the cooldown is shorter. So,
But if I'm not mistaken, Comet does more damage.
Comet does more
not?
damage, but it is not guaranteed to hit, like, at all.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
but here's the thing though. Look at the team comp that Misfortune has. You're almost guaranteed to hit almost anything with
It's
a
not
lockdown.
guaranteed to hit in lane. There we go. So I get I think Airy is better for the lane, definitely. Comet, once you get into a team fight, I think it's absolutely better.
Well, tell me, where do you think the game's gonna be won, Rich? Laning or team fights? Okay. So if I see you play Airy next time, if we are allowed to get Misfortune, just know I'm finding a new AD carry. All right?
Okay, no, but I still think Airy is better, and it's still great in team fights.
And we're on to the 400 gold lead for War right now. And a pawn. Up, Ally DC'd. Let's go. No, I'm kidding.
Triggered.
No, God. Last time I casted it, we casted. You didn't cast it, did you?
Yeah, I did. It was a tilt fest of a cast.
Mm-hmm. Hey, did you make a post about being live?
Greg said something that this game's going on, so... Do you want
Did you make a public one?
Oh,
Like on the public page?
got it. Hold up.
He also said we'll look at Facebook for game 2.
Yeah, it's... Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's honestly a hard maybe.
Hard, maybe?
And we're back.
Ugh.
Oh, the solar flare. Oh, that almost goes on, and the glacial prison's gonna land. This is the 4-man Fudgy Dinners is head to right. Zion Taco is gonna pick up first blood. Allergic to Milk picking up the second kill. Right after the pause, we're gonna just get the action going. How about that?
That's exactly what I talked about in the pregame. Exactly. I'm sorry. 4-man bot. That's exactly what you do. Okay. Now this is what you don't do. You don't continue going and take a quarter of your, or a fifth of your health and damage.
They kind of need to leave. Guy for your Vada Suzuka does have the ultimate available.
In meantime,
Top lane. I think Aki would actually win.
Wet noodle fight.
He wins this.
He's got minions too.
Oh,
Yeah, he does. Stun him right now. Yep.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's nice
No,
call.
you
That block exchange
yeah,
forced the
yeah,
charge
yeah.
away. Good call
Yeah,
on
he
the
jumped
stun.
by Aki.
Yep.
Okay, now you
Oh,
don't
no,
win
no,
this.
and now
Oh,
he
now
loses
you-
it. Okay. How do you even cast that? It's just whack. They're just whacking each other. Okay, well, block
Okay, so
exchange
the
gets a
only
solo
reason
kill.
why he won that, the only reason why he won that originally, was because of the fact that Blockastron had missed 2 out of his 3 spells, including the ultimate. Once all those spells come back off of cooldown, you absolutely don't win that trade. Just an FYI.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, in the meantime, Guy Fury. Oh,
Wow.
big flash from Allergic to Milk the
Well
away, and forcing the flash of from Guy Fury as well. DJ Mad Hatter still close saying the light binding. TP in from Aki Utes, but is not gonna find much of anything. But they will look at this dragon. Only a cloud though, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I
That was a
think for their
heat-seeking
comp,
mind.
Cloud is actually more important with the Tom Kent drone
And
potential.
Infernal.
Well, you'd rather no, like for their comp, like it's more important for them to get it than for War to take it.
That's true.
I mean, I can't just spam whatever dragon I want on the field, Rich. Okay.
Oh, here comes the
That's
Abyssal
aggressive.
Voyage carrying in Aurelion. Vile Token
Allie's got flash.
is in the
Yeah,
pit. Yeah,
you
she's
get a
gonna have to
flash
flash.
out.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, ultimate for a flash though, not bad on the side of HVG.
And now
Showing
they're
that they
going
got
for
that
Rift
macro muscle.
Herald. Yeah.
They have a numbers advantage top too. Bot lane's about to try to take the first tower, which I don't think this is worth it.
Ooh, Lyric Milk getting kind of low, but does not. Ali still does not have the ultimate available.
Oh, DG Mad Hatter laying down the poke onto Guy Fieri. He is forced to flag drag away. He should not be able to get into this.
Ornn
pit
has
for Rift
ultimate.
Herald. Oh, he is gonna use that ultimate, gonna ram in the ram. Oh, only gonna knock up DG Mad Hatter and Silent Taco. Aurelion will smite down the Rift Herald and give it to Aki, and there's a free objective for HVG.
Yeah, I think it's very odd that they decide of all the objectives to go when they have a numbers advantage, you go for Rift Herald. Now that they'll guarantee you a tower later, but first tower blood was still up and you just invested 4 people into the bot lane previously to get some damage on that bot lane tower and put the ADC behind. Now the ADC that you just dove with 4 people gets first tower blood.
Oh, Aurelion's miscommunication, eating away from the glacial prison. Still fortresses the flash from Blockastran. Cute.
Taka, more like
Nothing happens. Nothing happened. Everything's fine.
That's going in the fail montage. Since I have time this winter break, I'm making a fail montage, and I'm also gonna make a montage of DG Mad Hatter flashing out of Cataclysm. Apparently, that's what happened.
Actually, Sal was the last one to. Was the flash out of
DG Mad Hatter just flashed out of the Cataclysm.
No, he was just talking about like you just made it seem like that's what he's been doing all game.
He will do it all game apparently.
No,
I mean, no, you're not wrong. DJ Mad Hatter is a higher level player. I do expect him to read those cataclysms.
I'll say this: the most interesting thing to me is the lack of proactivity from the side of War with Jarvan as their jungler. So much. Is there a that's just Alley for the blue buff.
It's fine. Both mid laners getting their blue buffs. Blue team has summoned the Rift Herald in top lane. Likely will get the tower. Ornn is just hanging out in the jungle on his way up there now. Aki actually gonna back after dropping Rift Herald, interestingly enough. So okay.
These health bars make it look like we're playing a different game.
I want to give a major shout out to HVG right there. Okay. Fun fact: they being War have done that so consistent split to where just randomly they 4-man a certain lane. Okay, that just almost happened, but because of the deep wards established by HVG, they were able to cash that out, and Silent Taco was just able to live with his life. I don't think you guys understand how consistent that is.
No, yeah, it's a very alley play. Let's all group up after we've backed, and then get an unsuspected person to die, and then we push that advantage.
And this is the first time that I've seen that it has not worked. So huge props to HVG keeping that vision up, even in the lulls between fights.
Yeah, luckily for them, as Sal looks like he's.
Oh hi.
Okay.
Hi, allergic to milk. Okay.
It's just that one ward on the blue buff was what was able to tell them that Alley was there and Guy Fieri was bot lane. Again, though, it seems like in every war game, whoever gets Herald uses it very interestingly, generally just to spawn it within the first 3 minutes of having it. No one ever really takes a tower, it seems. And I know it's on the side of HVG this time, but I feel like that top lane usage was not adequate enough. You have this thing that was supposed to guarantee you a tower.
Allergic to Mill, flashes for, misses on his blade, and then Guy Fieri misses the flag and drag, why not? TPing coming in for Blockastran as well as the Cataclysm. The Solarfall actually landing onto Alley, but Blockastran is just tanking up 3 members. Guy Fieri will take down Allergic to Milk, and that's going to mean a 4v5 as soon as the bottom lane comes up. Fudgy Dithers is here now. Oh, he's Ghostblading in. He wants this. He's looking for that juicy bullet time.
Now, War does not have the Ram and does not have Cataclysm. Also doesn't have Malzahar Elliot could, in theory, pull the trigger here and be able to win them a fight without any of those disengage tools.
Yeah, the only thing is he's gonna have to weave it through onto this Misfortune because she's the one that has her ult left, and you don't want to use it onto the Alistar because he can just get out of it.
For what it's worth, HVG do have pretty decent wave clear between the Lux and the Tristana, so they can stall out the game if they need to.
I don't think it's on HVG to start these fights. I mean, sure, if you're able to burst out the Malzahar while his spell shield is down, that's fine, but once that play is done, don't continue going for it. We saw the instant TP from Caleb, which, to me, just is why he's one of the better top laners, this instant thing, whether it's communication between him and Ali, or Ali calling for it, but he's right on top of where he needs to be with these TPs. And he's 2 levels above Akayu, so this is not a fight you want, TK.
Now, I think Aki needs to understand that with that Abyssal Mask, even with the Devour, it's not going to be easy chunking out Blackistran anymore on the Ornn.
Are they giving up this dragon?
Oh, Fudgy Ditters is looking at
so.
the Lux. Actually, not doing that much damage right now.
No,
Actually,
I don't think they
she
are.
went for Ghostblade first, which I think, like, Duskblade first is just kind of... It's more damage.
Okay, in my opinion, Akiyu needs to back after this wave. Like, if Blackistran gets this tower, okay, fine. But then Blackistran doesn't have the TP, while Akiyu right now has the TP and the Tom Kent ultimate, and they could secure that dragon if they really wanted to play the objective game.
Yeah, and he's doing that right now. He can ult to bot lane with Elliot in tow, and then either peel back for the dragon, or, then just TP back top lane if they don't get the dive that they want bot.
It looks like he's roaming up top. No, he actually TP'd.
Oh, the flash forward over in. Oh, nice flash by Violet. So Scat gets away from the Glacial Prison. They're going to still keep going after her, though. Landing, the Light Binding not quite going to hit. The Permafrost will stun her up. But the suppression onto Elliot, he is barely in the tower.
Eric!
He is so tanky. Oh my god.
A lot of everybody doing a little bit like...
Oh, that was enough damage? Oh my god, Violet Sociocat goes down to the laser. 3rd kill of the game.
Hey guys, did you see that sniper in the bush? I saw him.
What? Was that
There's a sniper in the bushes.
It was the sniper in the lane. Wow, they
Oh,
took...
Silent Taco, you are in some trouble maybe? Oh, flashes away from the bullet.
Ooh.
Never mind. Okay,
There's no ult.
Sal needs to get in front. Sal needs to get in
Sal
front.
just going onto Fudgy Ditters. The laser will not hit him.
ult is back up?
Oh, but Aruja. Yup, welcome to Lux Laser.
Yeah, he killed
Silent Taco.
Yeah, so the ultimate was back up because of the fact that DJ Mad Hatter actually got the kill on Violet Sociocat, so got that cooldown reduction refunded. Well, not refunded, but reduced.
I'm going back to see how quickly that was just used. That is insane.
No, yeah, it literally is.
It's the level 2 ultimate. It's level 2 ultimate with what, 20% CDR?
Hold on.
I can't see CDR right. 20%
It's literally back up already. 35.91 second cooldown.
Yeah.
Okay, so it went on a 25-second cooldown because of getting the kill.
Yup.
Because of everything.
Yup.
Well,
Hold on, does she have ultimate hat? I feel like she does.
that's a great question.
sounds-
Most likely because I don't believe...
I haven't seen a Man of
I'll go
Land.
look. I'll go
Yeah.
look. Let's see.
Oh, allergic to milk wrapping around the side. He is actually really tanky. And the Glacial Prison going down onto Violet Sociocat. She's being whacked away at Silent Taco. He's going to take her down. He's going to leap on the Guy Fury next. Double kill for Silent Taco. He's going after Donville. Donville going to get eaten up. And boop, triple kill for Silent Taco. Great fight by HVG. And now they get to knock at this mid tower.
This is the loudest taco that I've seen in a long time. He's doing...
he's gonna catch Fudgy Ditters, and Silent Taco going in. He is dominating. Gets the kill onto Fudgy Ditters. Blackistran getting stunned up by the Permafrost and Lightbound. Turret goes down as well. DJ Mad Howard gonna just whack at this Ornn. Wow, just great series of plays and engages from HVG. They're gonna get so much off this push. They're up to.
Oh, by the way, yeah, ultimate cap.
Ultimate hat, yep. Cool.
He does have ultimate cap.
So, War massively won draft, but it does not matter when you have an allergic to milk on your team.
Well, no, I more than anything, like, it's obviously on him to be the one these plays, but DG Mad Hatter and Silent Taco's positioning and the amount of wards that they've had has really helped. As
allergic to milk gets caught out of position, but gets eaten by Akiyut, and there's the anti-pick. Buckstrain going after DG Mad Hatter, will be taking tower, does not quite have the damage. Oh, the laser, not gonna quite kill.
Oh god, that W.
Oh, the charge in. Oh, DG, the light bomb.
No, he doesn't win. Mad Hatter wins this.
Oh, it's such a close 1v1. Oh my god. Nope. And yeah, the Lucius Singularity not hitting. So.
DG Mad Hatter almost has ultimate again. He could, in theory, wait. Nah.
So here's the thing. We're looking at a 4,500 gold lead for HVG with 2 dragons and the tower lead. Now, that being said, there are still 2 towers that are out on the field. 4 war to take, and they need to reclaim vision within their own jungle first, as they're doing right now, and then get some deeper vision to where they can't be succumbed to some of these picks from Sal and the likes of DJ Mad Hatter, who is at this point 1-0-3 and is pretty big. Come here, Silent Taco has an IE and
6-0-1.
Yeah, and it's also 6-0.
I am, as an 80 carry, I am wet right now.
Not entirely sure we want that right now, but the later and later this game goes, the more.
But the guy said in the pre, you know, honestly speaking,
you're breaking in and out.
Lane of HVG, they won the lane against the Misfortune, which is exactly what they had to do, and right now in a way better spot than Fudgy Ditters on the Misfortune.
I think this is the weakest we've seen the Misfortune be in all PMA LCS. Like, win rate's like 90-something%. She's lost 1 game and won all the others, has over 10 games played.
Yeah, last night was the game that she lost, or the last game of week 2 was one of the games she lost.
The only game she's lost was the 60-minute Clown Fiesta in which Bison still looked like a god.
Yeah.
This is the first bad performance from a Misfortune, I think, in LCS. And she goes to Black Cleaver second.
It's not necessarily a really bad performance from them, as there is a TP coming out.
Alec Baron called a Ram is going to come in and is going to knock up just Akiyut. They're going to burn everything onto him. That is the tank still alive. He is finally going to go down to the block straight with a huge laser off the backside. Guy Fury goes down, as does Fudgy Ditters. They're going to have to choose who to go after next. The light binding barely catches the Don Bell, and they will kill him off. Yep, they will kill him off. They're going after Violent so get flash forwards from Silent Taco. Heal goes over to DG Mad Hatter. Virion having the flash forward away, sorry, but Akashan flashing after him does not quite catch him in another great team fight for HVG.
So,
what?
So beautiful.
They burned, War burned everything on the tank though, is the thing.
Okay, so beautiful ultimate by Blackastron there, as he's gonna get taken down here at this tower for no
words. What the hell was that?
Beautiful ultimate by Blackastron on the Ornn, catching out what 4 members of HVG in that little space in the jungle, but absolutely amazing gameplay by Elliot.
Guy Fury, okay, they're going after DG Mad Hatter, but Guy Fury gets melted. They're finally gonna take down DG Mad Hatter. Fudgy Ditters picks up his first kill of the game, shuts down DG Mad Hatter, but they lost an inhib for that. And 2 for 2, I guess, on the back end. So, I mean, was it really worth it?
Not really.
No.
Not really. But yeah, so Elliot hitting a 4-man ultimate on the backline, and DG Mad Hatter following that with his own ultimate, just shredding the backline of War, and ultimately had to.
They ultimately.
What?
I can't. Sebastian's breaking up for me still. I don't know.
Okay. Hi, Violet Sociocat. Okay. The Zenith play damage. Okay. Huh. Okay. That's an interaction. I had not thought about this, but actually, the Leona, like, the Zenith Blade will still connect. It just doesn't do the damage, but it's still, I think it does it break the spell shield from Violet Social Cat?
Yeah,
it
it's a
does.
spell because auto attacks do. So
Yeah, so it breaks the spell shield, but like Allergic to Milk still
And it's
gets to
stronger than
go
a Thresh
in.
Hook. It's actually stronger than a Thresh Hook because if I'm not mistaken, the spell shield breaks the Thresh Hook, whereas the Zenith Blade will automatically pull the Leona.
Yeah, so like
No.
she follows it, and the real stun is from her Q.
but I
Yeah.
think on a Thresh Hook it's kind of like a Morgana shield to where it'll hit, but it won't like stop you, but then you can recast it.
I don't think
No,
so.
I
So like when
believe
you
it
throw
is, yeah.
when you throw a hook on a Morgana shield, it doesn't stun that person. They just have the hook on their body.
Oh,
And-
there's a ram. Okay. We're gonna knock up
Oh,
Digimon
they
Hatter, but
could?
meanwhile, the rest of HVG are just casually taking Baron. It's only at
That's
6.8k, they can't actually take it down yet. That's Solar Foe catching perfectly onto Blocker Strand. They're gonna be burning stuff on him. Glacial Fission will not actually stun onto anyone. They
This
are
is the time for
burning down
Fudgy to
Blocker
shine
Strand.
right here.
Oh, Fudgy. Yeah, he's just scared of Aki right now. And there's the flash Violet Toast again, gonna get taken
great
down
Zenith
by
Blade.
the laser. And Unveil will come up next, so Ruyan picks up the kill for himself. Fudgy Ditters never got to ult. Aki using the Abyssal Voyage into the base. They're going after Fudgy Ditters, and Ruyan is the one that will follow. Got here forced to flash away, and this actually might be game right here for HVG.
Absolutely, Silent Taco is alive. He's just how he has a bunch.
There's the ball time, but it does nothing. The Zenith Blade onto Fudgy Ditters, and Guy Fury will get just exploded. We'll use the Cataclysm on the Tom Kench delivery into the laser. There's the perfect usage of the Tom Kench eat, and Fudgy Ditters doesn't even have to go down. And game one, against all our predictions, goes to HVG.
Ends up being a 9,000 gold lead at 28.5 minutes.
Oh my! I don't have.
So,
words.
how are you eating your foot, Rich? Because I'm eating mine with like some extra salt right now.
Well, I'll say that my goodness,
What in the world?
you gave over some of the highest ranked. Like this to me is a great staple game on the side of Hidden Valley Gaming for maybe seeing that like Frank said. Hold on, sorry.
So, about that magic.
What? Oh, yeah.
About that magic.
Yeah, about the magic juju from DJ Mad Hatter that I talked about. It's very. He talked about it in his last post game interview about being underrated as a team, and that he just tells his guys that it's okay, we'll do it. But no, you just got to make one and post the link, Rich.
I
Yeah.
made the poll. I'm posting it into the chat.
Oh, can I have a link to the Twitch chat?
You don't have Twitch chat?
I don't have Twitch chat open. No. Can
Yeah,
someone
sure.
send me a link?
It's
Boom.
try that. Does that straw poll work for you guys?
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
So
Go vote in the straw poll. Ooh, we got 16 viewers. Nice. Thank
yeah,
you.
we actually have 16. The other stream almost has 40 earlier. So
Oh yeah, we have a ridiculous amount of viewers tonight. Thank you guys all for tuning in. So MVP.
Okay.
Who do you guys think is MVP?
good God.
I want to give it to Silent Taco because he said what win rate and went 6-0 out of the lane against him this weekend. Which also major props to Sal for being such a great engage and really just taking hold of that lane and being so aggressive so early, but in the most wise way possible. Like, I want to give it to their bot lane, to be completely honest with you. I want to give it to HVG's bot lane, but if I had to choose one person, it's gonna have to be Silent Talk. His
So
positioning was great all game, by the way. Which
yeah, and I mean, Rich talked about it briefly about how it's a protect the Tristana comp. So like, my biggest problem is that like Tristana didn't do anything in the early game to get this, obviously because she's a Tristana. My thing is, I either want to give it to Sal or DG Mad Hatter, because DG Mad Hatter, you have to understand that he's probably the one making these calls. Now, I don't want to assume and put that on him. It could be Elliot or someone.
I will say I do not want to factor in like, oh, he's the one making the calls, because we really do not know. That's like,
yeah. So since I don't know
so, yeah.
the plays down bot lane though, and then he got the kill, the essentially a solo kill on Malzahar, which led to him going bot lane and pushing that tempo there. He was everywhere he needed to be, and then I criticized the Lux pick in the beginning, and he kind of just made me, eat my words here, and he controlled mid wave against one of the stronger OP mids in Champions that we've seen, and then they made the 4-man bot play, which was huge. So to me, it's either Leona or the Lux. Because Tristana did what Tristana needed to do. Survive the early game, have pressure, push up the lane. Leona provided that pressure by being the engage onto either one of the bot laners right there. And we kind of saw War crumble for like the first time since week 1 when they were like playing Slapnut Magoos, and it was just kind of week 1 jitters. Fudgy Ditters just never seeming comfortable. I do agree with the Black Cleaver pickup though, because against the big tanks, you have to do that.
Yeah.
Although, if maybe he would have had double lethality, he could have poked out some of the squishies easier. But
okay. You said like, oh, Tristana, like she did what she needed to do. She survived the early game. That is why I would exactly give it to either her or Allergic to Milk. They survived a misfortune lane. They came out ahead. Like, before any ganks even happened, they were staying even, which, like, against the misfortune as a Tristana who, like, does not have good damage in lane, damn. Like,
well, see, here's my counter to that. Tristana's supposed to do that, but you can do that with any other support, but then you'll get pushed in. But because of Sal's positioning in the lane and controlling the bush, you don't have that with Tristana. You can just mindlessly push as Tristana and then just stay even, or you can take a Janna or something like that and just farm back under turret and everything, but then you get yourself to misfortune poke. Because of Sal's positioning, in my opinion, I'm not saying that Silent didn't do anything.
No, which is why I'm gonna give it to Sal this game. Like, actually,
I'm still sticking to Silent Taco.
I feel for Silent Taco. Like, I've been in that
He
position
was a
before.
god.
But, like, oh, he was a fucking god, but Allergic to Milk's positioning in lane was even more godlike.
So, but even all the praise I'm giving to Sal, and he's like KS First Blood King or whatever, and I think he actually gave over First Blood this game too.
First Blood to Silent Taco this time.
Yeah, so good for him from learning from the stats that we just recently posted, but I'm still giving it to DGD Mad Hatter. He had, in my opinion, which is a tougher lane because the Leona Alistar kind of neutralizes itself if either one of them go in on themselves, and it's a losing matchup, but like the Lux being able to roam faster than a Malzahar post 6 and then provide all the catch potential throughout the rest of the fight, that's huge in my opinion. So I'm giving it to DJ Mad Hatter. Okay. Great game overall by HVG, but I'm giving it to DJ.
I'm going to stop the stream real quick just to